Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Peaceful relationships among the community of nations remains fragile at the beginning of the 21st century. Wars, conflicts, and rumors of war affects the lives of millions of people around the world, particularly the innocent and little children not involved with violence. By examining the moral categories of war in the just policing theory, the just policing theory will contribute to the social ethics of war and peace today at the international level. Bishop Robert McElroy stated that the first 60 years of the 20th century, the question of what role morality plays in the formulation of foreign policy lay at the very heart of international study of foreign relations. But during the past during the past 20th century, the role of morality in international affairs has been quote, banned to the periphery, end quote, of the field. But if the role of morality in the formulation of foreign policy is to occupy a place beyond the periphery, it has become ever more important in the field of the social ethics of war and peace. McElroy continued by saying that we must find ways in which moral norms can substantially influence foreign policy decision-making. The practical importance of the just policing theory is significant today because in the cause of international justice and global solidarity and peace, the just policing movement will have significance not just for the United States Congress, but also the United Nations. Jack Mahoney observed, quote, "The influence of the United States of America on the modern human rights movement is nowhere more evident than in its central contribution to setting up and giving direction to the United Nations organization, including what emerged as a prominent concern for universal human rights," end quote. So, just as the just policing movement has become important for the international community, so too we must look at the movement for the United Nations and specifically with the United States Congress. This has significant impact on military ethics as well as strategy around the world for peace. By having morality, by having a focus on the ethics of war and peace, the United States will not just will benefit from the just policing movement. Furthermore, this movement was contextualized in the context of the Second Vatican Council. There were two major points of view that emerged from Vatican II: just war theorists and pacifist theorists. On the one hand, the just policing movement was significant vis-a-vis the principles of just war and efforts today to protect the innocent as an act of charity to neighbor. And on the other hand, it was significant for the pacifist movement inasmuch as police action and humanitarian assistance were also an act of charity to neighbor. Both religious scholars and public policy makers and think tanks will benefit from further reflection on the just policing movement in their work and decision making. And finally, there are significant implications for us here in the Mennonite tradition as well as the Catholic tradition. It will benefit a long-standing impasse between the two religious traditions and be a model of reform between Catholics and branches of Reformed Christianity. The relationship of historical peace ecclesial communities and the institutional Catholic Church will be most improved by the just policing movement. Thank you.